Welcome and thank you for watching the Security Council instructional video playthrough. You are the last remaining leaders of our old world after the final nuclear war. Your nation turns its eyes and hearts to you to create a secure future for the survivors. In the ruins of humanity lie the tools of destruction, our resources and knowledge. Can you discover our lost power and push back those who wish to do the same? Can you and your council of allies bring security to this world by suppressing your opponent's ambitions? To begin, open the instruction manual and use the game size chart. See how many players are playing, and it tells you how many tiles to give each player. Shuffle all tiles and then give each player the indicated amount, facing up. Determine who the friendliest player is, and have them place the first tile in the center of the play area. Clockwise, have other players do the same, placing tiles one by one and ensuring every tile touches at least one other tile. Prepare the deck by removing red cards and placing them where everyone can see them. Remove the armistice tracker, the DEFCON tracker, and the hint card. Place them off to the side. Put all remaining cards down to create the draw deck. Next to it, designate a discard pile. Finally, take a nuke and place it on the DEFCON tracker on number 5. The first player places one factory and a single troop together on any blank tile. Clockwise, other players do the same. Repeat until each player has 3 factories and 3 troops on the board. All players place an additional 17 troops, split amongst their own factories in any way. There is no imposed order. Security Council turns play with 3 phases: the attack phase, the reinforcement phase, and the business phase. During the attack phase, you can move your troops from one tile into the other tile, or you can fire at other troops by rolling the die. And finally, you can fire nuclear missiles. To do anything with troops, you must first know how many orders you have. Count how many tiles you own with at least one factory on them. In this example, we have 2 orders because there are 2 tiles with 1 factory. Let's watch a simple example where the pink player attacks the orange player. The pink player will attack the orange player from an adjacent tile. The pink player rolls once, and then ensures it has enough troops to attack the number it had rolled. It has 4 troops, so it can attack and kill 4 enemy troops. Orange removes its deceased troops from the field, and then rolls back. With a 5, it makes sure that it has 5 troops to fire back, and all troops can. So all troops fire back at pink and kill 5 pink soldiers. Here is an example where orange attacks pink, but will not have enough troops to use its full attack. Orange rolls a 6, but realizes it only has 3 troops. Therefore, orange can only kill 3 pink troops. In this example, orange rolls a 6 and can use the full number because it has 6 orange troops to destroy 6 pink troops. In this example, red counts that it has 3 tiles with at least 1 factory. 1, 2, 3. And it will use all 3 orders to attack green. In this accelerated animation, red and green attack each other until green is eliminated. And finally, red moves into green territory. Move as many troops as you'd like from one tile to an adjacent tile. You can move troops for every remaining order. Stack cubes to increase their value from 1 to 5. Factories cannot be moved as they are inanimate objects controlled by the occupier. Nukes cannot be moved unless launched. They are inanimate objects controlled by the occupier. Nukes on an unowned tile can be claimed by any player who takes control of the tile. A nuclear missile is launched by lifting it from its location and placing it on another tile, laying down. At the start of the launching player's next turn, remove the nuke from the play area and all troops on its detonating tile, and every tile connected to the detonated tile. In order to produce troops from your factories, you must use the food resource. Food is found in card and tile form. One food allows a player to earn 2 troops for every owned factory. Troops are placed in any combination across owned factory tiles, and only 1 food may be played per turn. To use food, remove it from your play area and discard it. Count how many factories you control. Earn 2 troops for every factory. Place the troops on tiles you control with at least 1 factory, in any combination you choose. Let's watch 3 examples of troop placement, all of which are appropriate. Alternatively, you may use an oil tile to substitute for an oil card. That tile may be used once per turn. After producing troops, you may build, trade, and enact diplomacy. To build a factory, discard a factory card and one of your oil cards. Place a factory token on any blank tile you own with at least 1 troop. Alternatively, you may use an oil tile to substitute for an oil card. That tile may be used once per turn. Nuclear missiles follow the same rules. Discard a nuke card and either a uranium card or signify a owned uranium tile to use. Each tile can be used once per turn. Nukes are placed on owned tiles with at least 1 factory. Every time a player builds a nuclear missile, move the missile token on the Defton tracker up by 1. Once the Defton tracker reaches 1, nuclear missiles may be fired in the game, but not before. Factories and nuclear missiles may not be placed on resource tiles or on blank tiles you do not own. You may trade cards in your hand with cards from other hands. You may trade cards from your hand for resources in the play area from other players. There are 3 diplomacy cards that can disrupt normal expectations: embargo, armistice, and surplus. Play them and discard. Discard an armistice card to choose whether, until the beginning of your next turn, whether no more troops may be produced or no nuclear missiles may be launched. Use the armistice tracker to remind everyone as to which player will end the armistice. Use an embargo card to call a vote amongst all players to discard an entire type of one other player's food, oil, or uranium. Use a surplus card to earn 2 troops for every owned factory, placing those troops on the tile of the factories that produce them. Surplus troops may not be distributed in any other way. When drawing cards to fulfill your hand, you may receive blue cards that affect your resources or receive resources yourself. While drawing, if you draw a green card, play it immediately by placing it in front of you in your resource area. You may discard any cards from your hand that you wish not to use, so that you can draw new cards and receive something useful. If you draw a blue card, you must perform an action immediately. Fanfare requires you to gift one of your resource cards to another player of your choice, as long as you have resource cards to give. Pirates require you to steal a resource card from another player, as long as there are resources in play to steal. We hope you enjoyed our video playthrough of Security Council. Security Council is a modular, tile-based wargame. Gameplay variations can be found online at www.securitycouncilgame.com.